right, guys, thanks for coming. We'll get started again. Coach has got an opening statement for you, and then Blake's got the microphone, so just remember, raise your hand and be recognized for questions. Coach?
Good afternoon. Big time week for the Noles as we head up to Syracuse for ACC conference game, and our team is looking forward to it. We're looking forward to getting out and making some corrections and going out and see if we can play at our best, which is something we hadn't done yet, and looking forward to going out and see if we can get that done this week.
All right, questions? Have like a lottery before, so we know who gets the microphone first. Go to Ira.
Willie, do you evaluate performances and execution differently on a short week than you would a normal week, or is it you take it the same way?
No, you take it the same way. You know, when we're, I think you probably take it differently if you're doing different things, but we're not. We're doing the same thing, so you evaluate it the same, and you expect for our guys to execute the way that they're supposed to, and we executed at times, but we just didn't do it consistently enough, and that's hampering us, especially on offense.
Willie, I wonder if you can go back to the final drive against Samford, and you mentioned execution. It seemed like that was fairly consistent through that drive. I guess what was working well during that drive that you guys can build on?
Well, it's just consistency. You know, I think when you watch us play in the first two ball games, we'll have some good runs or some good pass plays, and then we'll follow it up with something bad. It just hadn't been consistent when it comes to executing. And that last drive, I think you saw it one of the better times where we executed a drive consistently. And but it showed our guys they can do it. We just got to lock in. I think a big part of it is being disciplined. I think that's something that we have to be in order to correct the mistakes that we're making, being disciplined in our techniques, disciplined in our fundamentals. And to me, that's where we have to get better at, especially on the offensive line, is getting better fundamentally and technically, and that's on us as coaches to get them better and coach them up, and it's on our players to go out and execute better than what we have.
Coach, what's your impressions of Syracuse? I know they've scored 117 points in 2 games so far.
A talented football team. Coach Davis done a great job getting the culture the way he wanted. Offensively, they have a quarterback that's very talented, and Eric Dungy, and he's been there for a while. Had an opportunity to play against him when I was at South Florida, and they're up-tempo offense. They're going to go fast, and I know this season they've done a good job of being pretty balanced and running and throwing the ball, and have some skilled guys out there. So another challenge for our defense, and we got to be on our A game and do a great job of tackling and do a great job of covering and playing smart football.
Coach, the defense has done really well on third downs and in the red zone, but on first and second down, they've allowed a little bit more success. What do they need to do to get better in that area?
Well, I think not being so tentative on those early downs. I thought early in the game we were being tentative, and we're allowing them to get some things and allow them to run with the ball after the catch. And I thought as the game went on, our guys played a little more aggressive, and it helped us. I know, especially in the fourth quarter, our guys played very aggressive, and Levante ended up getting a pick by jumping a route, and something he could have done early in the game. But I thought they just played a little more aggressive than we did early.
Go to the back, Kevin.
Coach, do you prepare or practice any different for a game inside a dome?
No, I don't think you do. I think one thing we got to prepare for is the crowd noise, and it gets pretty loud in the dome up there. But it's no different really than practicing in our indoor, other than without fan, you know. So we just got a crowd noise and then being at our best. You know, all the other stuff really doesn't matter.
You mentioned practicing smart, practicing like the pros, kind of, not wearing the guys down. Do you ever find yourself in the midst of a season having to ramp things up in practice, maybe get more physical, more banging out there?
Well, I know for me personally, usually you think about those things later on in the season. We're in game 2, and usually we're going to be physical and get after it. In practice, I think you always evaluate your team and where they're at from a physical standpoint. And I think with the new technology, with the GPS and things like that, it allows you to kind of see the wear and tear on your guys, and you make great decisions by how your guys are, and when it comes to practice and how often you get after it.
Go to Corey on the left.
Willie, whose idea was the turnover backpack?
Our defensive players. Our guys wanted to do something for the turnovers, and they decided they wanted to secure the bag, and that was their message of securing the bag, and they secured it 5 times on Saturday, and I was very impressed with it.
Do you like it personally?
I love it when we get 5 takeaways, and hopefully everybody else start loving it too, because we're getting a lot of takeaways, and you see it a lot, and it's kind of like anything else. Once you see it so much, you start to get used to it, and hopefully our guys continue to get takeaways so we all can get used to it and we all can enjoy it and like the fact that our guys are out getting things that we all want them to do, which is take the ball away.
Willie, I think you guys had 81 offensive plays against Samford, but it seemed like a lot of times they were still able to substitute in and out defensively pretty freely. Where is that up-tempo compared to where you want to have it? Like, what percentage are you to getting it to where you want?
It's not where we need it to be. I think we all can see offensively we're not where we need to be. I think with the tempo, you see it at times. We get rolling, and sometimes some things happen that mess up the tempo. But a lot of it is gaining yardage, on certain downs. When you get it and you continue to go fast, I think that's something. Another area where we can be better offensively is with our tempo. It's still not where we want it to be, and that comes with more reps. I mean, it's new for all of our guys, and we got a lot of guys moving around in there. So getting consistent play by everyone, and just getting better week in and week out, our guys will get there. And it was better than the week before, but a lot of it comes down to just executing. And we can execute consistently enough, we can have the tempo going the way that we want it to. At least one of the things that we can control.
All right, go to Kurt, front row to your right.
Especially at DB, it seems like y'all are getting a lot of the freshmen out there pretty quickly. I mean, there's going to be some growing pains there, obviously, but it seems like there's been some promising signs from them as well.
Well, again, it goes back to technique. I think when you see guys, I know yesterday, on Saturday, when our defensive back did get beat on the deep ball, a lot of it was just technique. We bad technically in how we defended both of those balls, and you got to give credit to Samford. And their quarterback did a great job of placing the ball where he did. So I think for us, it's getting better technically and fundamentally will help with that. And it did as the game went on. They hit a couple, and then as the game went on, they got tight and played better coverage with them.
Coach, it seemed like you guys got some pressure on defense, but you weren't able to get home, didn't have a sack. Was that just a case of them getting the ball away quickly, or was it something that your guys could do better?
Well, I thought it was they had a good scheme for our base defensive package, and the quarterback did a good job of getting rid of the ball. They weren't holding the ball long, and like I said, they had a good plan for our base package, and then Coach Barnett switched it up, and it allowed us to play better with what they were doing.
Coach, how's Kalen holding up? Were you able to talk with him at all yesterday? And I don't know what that injury means. Is there a chance that he could play again this year, or
yes,
what's the status?
Yes. He'll be back. Kalen is he'll be back. He had a knee injury there where I think he dislocated a kneecap, and it wasn't necessarily as bad as we thought it was when we were out there, but it'll be some weeks before he can get going again, though.
We'll go to Catherine, second row on the right.
Syracuse has scored at least 55 points in the first 2 games. So what is your game plan?
To play great defense and try not to let them score 55 points on us. We're going to go out and study the film today and what we did last night, today, and try to put a good game plan together to see to it that we don't allow that many points. And our guys know, again, it's going to be a challenge for us. Good team, and they played well. They beat some really good teams at home up there in the Dome. So our our guys understand the challenge, and our guys will be up for the challenge, and we'll look forward to it.
Coach, I have a two-part question. For the offensive line, is the different lineups that we've seen, is that more about injuries or performance? And then for the running game, outside of blocking, is there something that the running backs can do to make things a little bit better?
Well, I think when you look at us offensively, it's just a collective mistakes by a lot of different people. And I think with your two-part question, we can be better up front. I mean, a lot of our problems are fundamental of technique. It's not physically getting whipped. It's just blocking and doing things the right way. And again, a lot of that comes back on coaching and then also on our players taking the coaching and applying it on the field. And then there's times, again, where I felt like our backs are pressing too much and they're not reading their reads. And there's some holes they missed. There's some reads that they missed too. And again, that's what I mean by not being consistent in what we're doing. And we'll get there. We were a little better than what we were week one, and we got to be much better as we go up to Syracuse this week, and I know our guys will be.
Coach, Anthony Grant looked pretty good on kickoff returns with Kalen out for a little while. Is there a chance you might get him more in the rotation in terms of that tailback position going forward?
There's a chance, but we'll like to get our other backs going. They're still trying to go too, so but there's a chance he can be back there. He's one of our backs, and we have some things that we can do, and you just never know. There's a chance that he can get back there and play, and with Kalen being out, there's a better chance.
Willie, I don't know how many of those plays are true zone reads for DeAndre and how many are not. And if he's not reading those right, is that something in your experience that comes with time, or is it something you have a knack for?
It comes with experience, with reps. You think about it with DeAndre, he didn't have the spring to do it, and then in training camp he's sharing reps with two other guys, so he had all the reps all the other guys has gotten with it, and I thought he was so much better from game one to game two when it comes to his reads. I personally thought DeAndre was locked in that game and to everything that we had to do. Did he miss some reads? He did, but he was so much better with it this game than he was the first game. So I've seen a big improvement when it comes to him reading those own reads, and he's getting more comfortable and seeing it better. And I think with the reps, it's making him comfortable with that. But yeah, he did miss some. He missed a lot of them in the first game, and in the second game he missed a couple here and there. And but I thought overall he played a hell of a game for us, and he was really focused on what was going on and saw the field really well.
Go back to Wayne on the right.
Coach, Brady Scott came in the second half, and it seemed like he played pretty well. Just how did he grade out?
Okay, he did all right. I mean, he did nothing spectacular. Can be better, which a lot of guys on that spot, and we really didn't expect for Brady to come in and just tear it up. Considering the way he had to come in and the position he had to come in to play for, which wasn't necessarily what he was planning on. But again, he had to come in and try to help his team out. And he did it to the best of his ability, but we did get some things going there when he came in, and then we just go back to executing. We just executed things better there later in the game.
You mentioned Eric Dungey briefly in your opening statement. I guess just from your assessment, what stands out about him as a quarterback?
He's a hell of a competitor. Kid loves to compete. You can tell he loves to play the game. He has fun out there while he's playing, and he's good at throwing the football. He's a hell of an athlete too. I mean, he can run the ball, he can throw the football, and he can cause you a lot of problems. And doing that with tempo is pretty tough. So our guys gonna have our hands full going against him, and hopefully it's just one of those bad days for him that day.
Coach, go back over here to your left for Brendan.
Hey, Coach, going back to DeAndre and the zone reads, I guess how important is that in your offense to do that consistently? When that's going well, what does that open up for you guys?
Oh, it opens up a lot. It gives us multiple options when you're able to do those things, and when people try to bring more guys in the box, being able to get it to your guys in space it's important. It's more come down to the numbers game, and when they don't have guys in the box, you can hand it off to our backs and let them do what they do. But it's all starts with him and his decision making on when to give it and when to throw the ball. And a lot of it is just staying locked in every single play and making sure you go through your progression.
Go to Aslan in the back.
Tamari and Terry just catches touchdowns, apparently. I noticed a couple of plays, it seems like they were starting to roll double coverage over towards his side of the field. Is he a guy that can open up things even when he's not getting the ball?
Yes, he can. He's a talented football player for us. A kid that can go up and attack the ball on one-on-one, and a kid that can stretch the field for you as well. That's really good. I tell you, Tamarion, he had a great week of practice, and I think that's why he had the game that he had. Just his mentality, the way he went about practice, and it paid off for him in the game. And hopefully a lot of our other guys learn from how his example of coming and locked in the practice, and you get the same results on the football field.
Go back over to Howard.
You mentioned the running backs maybe pressing a little bit. I know Cam had some high expectations for the season and hasn't been the start probably he hoped for. With running backs, is it traditionally just it's going to come when a kid is talented, or are there things he really needs to work on?
Well, I think with Cam now, because of his expectation and the things he want to get accomplished, he's still got to be patient. And I think as we get in the game and we're down and things aren't going our way, then that's when guys start to press a little more. And I think that's happened when you have a young team that's not as experienced as you would like them to be, so you can deal with those things better. But I think you just got to relax a little bit and just trust this training and trust everything Coach Pimp has taught him to do, because when he does it that way, great things happen for us on the football field. And I think he sees that as we go and watch the film. He's like, golly, we're this close, and there's one guy here. So I think he realized that we're so close, and just like that, he can end up having one of the games that he anticipates having. It's just we got to get all 11 guys playing on the same court and with the same passion that we all expect for them all. And I think those things are happening for him. But I think Cam see that it's close, and it's close for him, and it's just a matter of time.
Willie, your first game at South Florida was against an FCS school, and it didn't go very well for you. 2 years later, you were in a bowl. 3 years later, you were winning 10 games. How did you not panic then? Did you panic then? Did your players panic at all? What did you say to your players?
I just stay the course. You try to be honest with everything. You make them understand the situation that you're in. Everybody's not going to be happy when you just don't play the way that everyone wants you to play, and that's part of it. That's why this game is so great. You have so many critics and so many opinions. So understanding that, but staying true and locked into the goals that we set out for ourselves, and be real with ourselves when we're watching film. Are we doing what we're supposed to? And if we're not, then there's no need to pout your head, put your head down, or get upset. Just get back to work and make sure that those things don't happen. So we try to be real. We tell each coach and players, look yourself in the mirror. Are you doing enough? Like I tell our players, everybody want to play. Are you up here enough watching film? Are you doing things on your own so that you can play, so that you can do the things that you need to do to be successful? And our guys learning that. We have some young guys in some key areas that still have to understand those things, but it's coming. But we got to stay the course and understand it. And being here, we understand the expectation, and we don't ever want that to change. And our guys got to understand when we're not playing up to our expectation, then negative things will be said about us. But it's on us to change that. And if we want that change, it's not. We can't ask anyone else. They just say nice things to us all the time if we're not doing our part. So we know it's on us, and it's on us to go out and do it, and that's what we got to do.
Go in the back, Kevin.
Hey, Coach, still haven't scored in the third quarter in the last two games. How do you try to get things going coming out of half?
Well, again, go back to we got to execute consistently enough. We get out there, we get a first down, we get big plays, and then we shoot ourselves in the foot. We just need consistent play. I think part of having more consistent play, too, is playing guys more consistently as well and not moving them around so much. And I think that helped with the continuity and start to get the synergy that we need on the offensive side of the ball. But I think a big part of our problem right now is more technically and fundamentally, and we got to help our guys as coaches to do that. And then our guys got to apply that teaching on the football field on a consistent basis. They've shown that they can do it. We talked about that last drive, and there's a couple of drives in there that they've shown that they can do it. We just got to do it more consistently.
Coach, during the trip to IMG, one thing that you kind of emphasized was building team chemistry and their bond with each other. Well, actually, during the season, when you're on these road games, during travel, or maybe the night before the game, is there anything that you kind of do to help bring the guys together?
We watch a movie the night before a game at the hotel. We after dinner and everything, we'll go in and watch a team movie together at the hotel, and that's about it. Other than that, it's all about business and trying to get ready to play.
Coach, this is kind of random, but the helmet tomahawk stickers, is that something you still want to do? And if so, what is your kind of criteria for that?
Yes, we're doing it. Our guys have to do certain things in order to get it. We have a list of criteria of what it takes to get one of the decals, and I think you'll see those things as the season go on. But we're definitely going to do it. That's part of us and part of our tradition. And the thing we did just put some meaning behind it and how you get them. You just don't get them. You got to go out and earn those things. So I think you'll see them on our helmet as we go forward.
Anything else? All right, we're going to come back to Ira for the last question.
I just want to ask about Nasir Upshur. He hasn't been in uniform. Is he available this year?
Yes, he is. He'll be playing in this game this week.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Hey, guys, have a great rest of the day. Thank you. If you want to.